Hi everybody, this is the Advanced Triangle Trading Strategy from Trading Strategy Guides. We're going to go into a lot of detail onto how to trade this Advanced Triangle Trading Strategy. It's a really accurate strategy. So, if you guys can hear me, please go ahead and post it in the chat so that we know the audio is working. It looks like it's working on our end, but just let us know if the audio is working. Alright, well, it looks like some people are starting to show up and we're starting to get some comments and people can hear. So thank you everyone, welcome. Very excited about today's training. Again, the title of today's training is the Advanced Triangle Trading Strategy. So thanks again for tuning in. It's great to see that you're working towards becoming a better trader. It's good to see that you're taking initiative to improve yourself, and that's really important if you want to have success, is to take action and to attend trainings, to read things, watch videos, practice. As they say, it's not just practice that makes you good, but it's measured practice. It's practice with purpose. And so doing things like this is practicing with purpose, as long as the training's very good. So before we jump in, I'm going to go into the agenda and I want to talk about the notes. If you need access to the notes, just go ahead and type it into the chat box, or you could press the like button or share it just to get us know that you need access to those notes. If you do need access, my assistant was going to go ahead and post it into the chat box. He'll put the link in, but we need you guys to respond so that we know if you got them. I think most of the people may have gotten them ahead of time, but it'd be really good if you guys would go ahead and post those notes, or just respond so we know that you need them or not, because we're not sure that everybody got them. So go ahead, share in the chat if you need the notes, and we'll go ahead and get you those notes. Okay, well, thanks for all your comments and for participating. Really excited about everything that's going to happen today. All right, so let's go ahead and keep going. If you do need the notes, they'll be pinned to the top of the comments while we're going. But I would also recommend that you put aside any distractions and go ahead and print it out if you have time. We recommend you do it ahead of time, but these notes, we took a lot of time to make sure they're really valuable and that they will help you get the most out of this strategy. And so this strategy is proven to work over and over again consistently. And before we get into that, we're going to show the agenda. And so the outline of today's session is the introduction. Take notes throughout the entire time. Stay focused. Turn off anything that could be distraction. We're going to go over the rules. We're going to go over tips and tricks to trading the strategy, why we automated it, and a special bonus offer for today just for attending, and a gift card giveaway. And we're also going to be available for any questions you have about the strategy. And one thing I want to say about the questions is that people that take the time to ask questions usually get the most out of it. So what I would recommend is you can ask the questions while we're going, because I've got an assistant. He's going to be answering questions. I've got a couple assistants in here. So you can ask them at any time, or just write them down and I will address them at the end. So again, no problems. Just ask anything at all. We'll be more than happy to help out with the questions. And we are going to focus on the training first, but then afterwards the question. So as I mentioned before, get all your distractions away. Turn off your phone or any other windows that you have up. Just really focus right now. It's important that you learn to focus if you want to be a good trader, and if you want to be good at anything, you've got to have discipline and focus. So really important self-implied skills that will help you greatly. So this is going to be an in-depth training on triangle patterns. We're going to really dive into it. And so yeah, make sure you have your notes available. And we're also going to let you know that there's going to be a bonus gift at the end if you stay with us. So you're going to want to stay into the end. The bonus gift is actually going to be a $25 gift card. And the way that we're going to issue this bonus is that I want to make sure you're paying attention. So I'm going to ask you a question about the training, and the first person that will answer the question correctly will get the gift card. So it's going to rely on your memory to remember, because the question is going to be about some of the content that I'm presenting today. So you're going to want to pay attention, and the first person that's going to answer is going to get that $25 Amazon gift card. Okay, so again, make sure you're paying attention, and if you want to share it, if you like it, go ahead and hit that share button now, and we appreciate that. We're getting ready to get started, but I do have one more thing before we start into the training, and that is to share with you what my goal is, what our goal as a team at Trading Strategy Guides. It's really important for us to provide value and to teach. That's ultimately what we're here for. And so it's our goal to give the most possible value by teaching a great strategy that you can use immediately in your trading. That's the goal. Okay? Anything less than that is not acceptable. And so I need you to respond at the end of this training and tell me, tell my team, tell us if we accomplished our goal. Okay? It's really important for us. We need to hear from you. And if we do accomplish this goal, we have something we'd like to ask you. And that is that if I do accomplish my goal today and you feel like we deliver a great strategy, then with your permission, we would like to be able to share our special offer about a tool that we created to make this strategy easy to trade. So go ahead and answer that question right now. If we accomplish the goal and give you excellent training, then do we have permission to share a special offer? Now, I'm only going to do this if we get your permission. If you are not interested in the offer and if this has been a waste of your time, then please tell us, because the most important thing to us is value, and we want to know the truth if we're teaching you anything good. We believe that we have. That's why we're only willing to say this, is because we've taken a lot of time in presenting this training, so we know it's good and we know the strategies work. But we also need to know that you're understanding it and that you're enjoying the value. So if that's the case, go ahead and just let me know in the comments. Say yes, you can share a special offer about the tool if you provide value. But I'm not going to do it until you give me a response. We need to hear from you. So go ahead and type yes in the chat box, or share it just to let us know that it's okay, or like it, or whatever it is. Just we're really needing your feedback right now. Okay, good. It looks like a lot of people are up for the challenge of letting us know how we're doing, because every time we do this, we want to provide value, and not only that, every time we do it, we want to get better and better. Because why? Because we want to make you guys better and better. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into the training, and we'll see what this strategy can do for you. Okay, again, make sure you have your notes. They should be pinned at the top. Are you ready to learn? Hit that like button. The advanced triangle trading strategy. So the first thing is, we're looking for patterns, and this is what a triangle pattern will look like. And we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about what's happening behind the scenes with these patterns, because it's really interesting when you figure out how a pattern can impact the market. So what is actually happening when you see a pattern like that is that the market is having a little competition with buyers and sellers, and they're having a draw that the buyers can't win, the sellers can't win. So it's basically like a tug and war between the buyers and sellers, and you can just see this picture here, right, to get a picture of really what's happening. If any of you, has any of you ever been in a tug of war? If you have, just go ahead and say, yeah, you get it. Have you seen one? Yeah, if you've seen one or if you've been in one, you understand what this is like. It's a big battle. Okay, it's a big battle. You got one group over here and another over here, and they are trying to gain power. And if you think of the market in such a way, it's the same thing. They're trying to gain power. Now, once whether side 1 or side 2, one of them will eventually get tired and the other will eventually get strength. And when that strength happens, then what will happen? What happens here? Well, they usually, let's say group 1 wins. These guys will start to fall. They'll fall down. They'll get tired. They'll let go of the rope. And then what happens? Then all the momentum then begins to go this direction. And these people come down, and then everything will move in that direction. And that's what happens with the market. You've got triangle patterns. There's a lot of different patterns, and the market will be moving like this, or like this, or like this. But then all of a sudden, boom, one of the sides breaks and you'll get a big move. It'll be moving, and then all of a sudden you got it. Oh, guess what? Boom, big move. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to find where the tug of wars are, where the stall in the market is, and then we are anticipating the break. And when the break happens, we know the price is going to move for a long period of time. So that's pretty much the principle behind it, and it is an incredible method, and it works really well. And so we're going to go ahead and dive in to show you how to find that. So as the two lines get closer and closer, it's quite evident that something is going to have to give. Whoever wins the battle will be the one where the price moves. And so we're going to want all we want to do is find that and then ride that price movement with a buy or a sell trade. So from a risk management perspective, triangle patterns offer you a good trade opportunity in terms of risk to reward ratio. And another thing that they offer is they offer excellent accuracy. So it's the perfect combo in trading. It's a risk to reward ratio and accuracy. Both of those things are something that you're really going to want to find if you want to be successful in trading. So your stop loss will always be kept very tight, while the potential profit is a lot of times 3 or 4 times the amount of your risk. So the only real challenge with identifying these patterns is making sure that it's not a fake breakout, identifying the real break, because sometimes there'll be head fakes, and you might lose on a few head fakes, but you're not going to win every trade, so that's okay. So that one of the real challenges is identifying the breakout and also having enough confidence to hold the trade until the minimum target's been reached. That second part is really important. You've got to hold the trade until your target has been reached. Alright, so here are different types of triangles that can develop on a price chart. So the first one is a symmetrical triangle. The price will bunch up and converge together. You'll see lower highs and higher lows. And here's a picture of it, right? In this case, you see the price is moving, okay? And it's moving up and it's down. And so what we're looking for is, in this case, the price broke out. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the price to break out. But this is how you draw your triangle, like that, right? And that's called a symmetrical triangle. The symmetrical triangle works best when it's used as a continuation pattern. That means that before the symmetrical triangle pattern forms, we need to have a prior trend, a bullish or a bearish trend. If the symmetrical pattern is used in the context of a trend, then for bullish trend, we'll look for an upside breakout for high probability trades, and for bearish trends, we look for a downside breakup for high probability trades. And this is not always the case. It's not always going to be an uptrend or a downtrend. in that triangle, but that's just a generality, just something to think about, especially if we're looking for that uptrend to continue. So if you're trading it on a 15-minute time frame, for example, and you think that there's a lot of room to go to the upside on a daily, then you'd be watching it, watching the little bit of a war until the price moves up. So you get a little bit of a pause in the market. The price will be going up on a daily chart, but maybe there's been a pause for a couple days or for a few hours, and then that's just a little mini battle of buyers and sellers, and we're just looking to get back into the trend, and we're going to watch it and see when it will take off. The symmetrical triangle pattern can be drawn by simply connecting the swings with two sloping lines that need to converge at some point in the future, making the break inevitable. And it will always happen, we just don't know when. Now we also have to keep in mind that the symmetrical triangle is a neutral chart formation, and it can break in both directions. And I touched on that earlier. So note, when we finally break from the symmetrical triangle pattern, the following move needs to be violent and very fast moving. And again, this is if you're really looking for a big trade or an accurate trade, then you want to wait and see a strong move. And we actually have some examples of those, but it's not always the case. Sometimes it'll be a slow move as well. But the fast moves are very much easier to identify. Okay, the second ascending triangle, the second triangle is called ascending, and the definition here is that there's resistance at the top and higher lows form at the bottom, and it'll look like this. So you can see that you have a flat top, and then you get your lows, and then here's the break like that. Okay, so that's the definition of an ascending triangle. So the difference is this is flat versus where the symmetrical was, it would be coming in like this. Okay, so you can kind of see the difference here. An ascending triangle is a bullish continuation pattern for high probability trades, but it can be easily used as sell setup as well if the downside breaks first. For high probability trades, we want to look for a break of resistance higher because the ascending triangle resembles accumulation of buy orders. So the top part of an ascending triangle is a resistance, at the bottom part of this is an ascending line. Okay, so the top is the flat and the bottom is the ascending line. Just a note, the best way to enter any type of triangle is only when the price has broken and closed above the upside trend line in the case of a bullish breakout, and when the price is broken and closed below on the case of a bearish breakout. So again, I'm going to go back to that picture. Here it broke and here's the close. So what that means is the best time to enter is when it breaks, and this is what we were talking about, a strong violent move. Do you see this big candle? How firm it is, and it closes at the bottom? That's a very strong violent move. And you'll notice also that there's a wick here. So we've got a big strong break, and then there's a wick right there. And so it popped up. So once you can either open at the close, you can get in here, or you can wait for a pullback and try to get in, and sometimes we'll even retest the top of the triangle like this. So these are just some different entry methods you can take. You can get it in at the close, or you can come up, wait for it to pop here or here, and then go for the entry. And one way that you can do that is, if this is an hour chart, drop down to a 15-minute, and you'll be able to catch maybe a move here and get a really tighter entry. And all of those little things that you can do will ultimately give you a much tighter risk to reward ratio, which is ultimately will help your profit margins. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to where I was. Okay, so then the third type is the descending triangle. These triangles are similar to an ascending triangle, however, they're the opposite. So what you'll do is you see support at the bottom and lower highs at the top. So again, here's what we have. We've got the triangle is flat on the bottom, okay, and then it's swooping down here. Now this entry is pretty interesting. When you look at the entry here, it got a nice fake out, but it didn't close. That's why we talked about the close. You see how that didn't close? And so there were probably some people that got faked out here that went long, and then they may have, or they might have put their stop in here and might have got stopped out. So we like to wait for the close on those. So in this case, take a look. This is the candle. This one was a fake. This is the candle you'd want to enter here, and it closed, right? And also we talk about waiting for a little bit of a pullback. In this case, there was no pullback, so it just took off, and then the pullback happened on the next candle. Usually you will find some kind of pullback. It usually just never moves in just a straight line. So if the pullback is a little late, like you can see here, this one was a little late, it happened on the second candle. But if you're waiting patiently for I believe in being patient and waiting for a quality entry rather than following. So you can either enter on the close, which would have been a perfect entry, which would be right here, or if you want to wait for some kind of pullback, you could wait for it to come and pull back here, and that would be another entry. Either way, there are only a few very small points away from each other. The pullback entry would probably be just as good as doing it on the close here, and you never know what's going to happen. So what I generally say is just pick something, stick with it, measure your results, analyze it, and see how it goes. And then if you want to change it, then change it and analyze how it goes. Like I said in the very beginning, for those of you that were in the beginning, it's not just that you're practicing, but it's how you practice. You want to practice well. You want to measure your trading, measure your skills, keep track of everything you do, write it down, keep a trading journal, keep track of everything so you know exactly what it is you're doing so you can see how to improve. Alright, so in the essence, the top part of the descending triangle pattern is descending trend line, while the bottom part is a support level. The descending triangle pattern is a bearish continuation pattern for high probability trades, but it can easily be used as a buy setup as well as if the upside breaks first. So for high probability trades, we want to look for a break of support because the descending triangle resembles accumulation sell of orders. And the textbook profit target for any type of triangles is that the height of a triangle projected in the direction of the breakout from the breakout point. Okay, so before we do that, here are some important things to keep in mind. That this strategy can be traded on any time frame. So what that means is you can find triangles on a 2-hour chart, a 2-minute chart. You can find triangles on a daily chart. You can find triangles on a 4-hour chart. And you can find triangles on a weekly chart. It doesn't matter. This can be available for any kind of market. You can use it in the stock market. You can use it for gold. You can use it for Bitcoin. You can use it for Forex. You can use it for options. You can use it for just about any type of market. You'll always find triangles. That's what makes this so great. The other thing is there's no indicators required. You just draw and do price action. It is also going to require patience. You have to wait for the signals to occur and you have to find the trades on the chart. However, these are all things that anyone can do. You just have to work at it and do it. So let's go ahead now directly into the strategy. We're going to go step by step. Find a forming triangle, ascending, descending, or symmetrical. This is the critical part of this strategy. Find out where the price action is bouncing off of. Is it support? Is it resistance? Look at the price action and determine what is happening. So here we go. Here's a chart here. You can see that's the first part. It's already developed. You draw your lines and you make it happen. So I want to go ahead and just jump in and we go ahead and take a look at one here. So let's try to find. Let's just try to find something here. Let's try to find something. Let's go to. I'm going to delete all these lines here just so we can start fresh. Alright, so let's take a look at a 5-minute chart and we're going to try to identify some triangles, okay, just so you guys can get an idea of how that would work. So right now we have a triangle that I can see just right here. This is a 5-minute time frame, right? Okay, and you can see that we've got a little bit of a triangle forming right here, right? Okay, so now we have the triangle, and this is only took me a short period of time. And if you look at this triangle that I've drawn here, what type of triangle would you say that this is? Can anyone, based on what we had talked about, can anyone identify this particular triangle based on what we learned before? Okay, this would be an ascending triangle, because we have the flat on the top, which is the resistance, and then we have the rising pattern up here. Okay, and we can zoom this out a little bit and see it. There we go. Now, the way we'd want to trade this now is we'd want to wait for a breakout above this level. And there's a couple different, and that's step one, is to identify the triangle. So before I get ahead of myself, I'm just going to do step one. All right. So that's it. And here's the same thing here. All right. So did you see the 3 arrows pointing to the resistance on the horizontal line, or the higher lows at the bottom? This is a great triangle, and one that I would trade every time if it would meet all of the rules of this strategy. This triangle's already formed, but what does it look like before it gets there? Okay, so you can see you draw the resistance line, which I just showed you on the live chart, and then you draw the ascending line there. That's next, and you'll draw the bottom line. Then you'll have a triangle, and in this case it'll be an ascending triangle. So the reason why I drew this line here is that the price seemed to hit this area and bounced right off of it and went back into the triangle. So the symmetrical ascending and descending patterns can all be used with this strategy. And we want you to know that they come in all different shapes and sizes and on different triangles. So step 2 is to wait for the break. So if it's on a daily time frame, it might take a week before you see this. If it's an hourly time frame, it might not break until the next day. What's important is that it breaks. If you go back in your charts and draw some of these, you'll find that when this break occurs, more often than not, the break happens fast and it's very powerful. Okay, and here you have it. Okay, so again, this entry could have happened right here, right? Or you could wait for a pullback, as we've discussed, and then do here. Okay, so that's step 2, is you wait for the break to happen. Once you see a breakout above the triangle, it will always be a buy. If it breaks out below the triangle, it will always be a sell. If you're unsure if it broke above or below, don't trade. But that's actually pretty simple stuff. I mean, it doesn't get much easier than this. If it breaks up, you buy it. If it breaks out below, you sell. Pretty simple stuff. So step 3 is let the price settle, then enter the trade. So step 3 is, I really recommend that you determine what type of entry you want to do. Do you want to do it right on the close, or do you want to wait for a slight pullback? So let me just review that one more time. I've talked about this several times already, but it's important. So it pulls up. You can enter on the close, which would be here, or you can wait for a pullback and enter here. Now, as we said before, you might not always get the pullback right away. It might come up again and then pull back into this area. But either way, you're going to get usually some kind of pullback. So you don't have to worry about missing it. Just be patient and wait for the pullback to happen. But you don't have to trade it that way. When we teach a strategy, we give you a couple options, because I think traders like to mess with the entries and exits a little bit and develop it so that it works for them. So just adjust it to whatever works best for you, and then test it, like I said. Okay. So once you see that it broke and it broke the triangle, you can technically go ahead and trade at that position. This method would be for more advanced traders, and also consider the current price action and is what the volatility of the market considers. So in our example, which was a pound-dollar 1 hour chart, the currency pair, we bumped down to a lower time frame to enter this trade, which I've gone over this quite a bit just because I think it's really important. You get the breakout, you wait for the pullback, and then there you enter. And you can even wait for a green candle to occur like you see here. Like you see that you get this bullish candle right here, which is your entry, and then that would be it. And so some strategies, we like staying on the current time frame, but in this one in particular, once you know the triangle's broken, there's a possibility of a huge move. The earlier you get in, the better, but don't lose your patience. Be patient, wait for the setup. There's always going to be a pullback. Always, always, always. But you have to be patient to wait for it to happen. All right, so step 4 is the stop, take profit, and the stop loss. Every strategy that you're going to trade has to have a take profit and a stop loss, because it's not just entering the trade, it's exiting with a profit. It's very important. So in this particular example, you can see that there was the entry. When you start to see the price consolidating, then that would be a great place to exit the trade. In this particular trade, it would have been an 89-point winner. So your stop loss placement, place your stop anywhere between 30 to 60 pips from your entry. This can be adjusted depending on what time frame you're trading, and from a 1 hour to a daily time frame, the 30 to 60 pip stop is ideal, and any time frame below that, consider a 10 to 30 pip stop. You don't want to go, you want to kind of keep it in an average, because you don't want, the reason I say that is because you don't want one big losing trade to take out a series of wins. So if you win a bunch of trades in a row and then all of a sudden you go with, and you're using like a 15 pip stop, and then all of a sudden you decide to take a 100 pip stop, well, that one losing trade can wipe out all your winners. So you want to keep it consistent. So I want to jump back to help with the take profit and the stop loss a little bit more detail here, because this is a lower time frame. So this one we want to consider a lower. So there's a couple different ways that we could put a stop. So let me zoom up just a little bit. So let me consider that this particular trade is going to be a break to the upside. Well, where would be a logical place to place our stop? There's quite a few different areas that we can use, and so that's why it's kind of hard to just tell you exactly what to do here. We got to dive into the detail a little bit. You can use this swing low, okay? Swing low. Here's another swing low, and here's another swing low. So you can use these as an entry, as a stop loss point. If you did use these 3 points, let's calculate it. So if our entry was up here, this would be a 13 pip stop. The second swing low would be a 17 pip stop, and then this one would be a 30 pip. So you can see where we get our range, and you can pick which one. I will tell you that depending upon where you put it, your stop losses will be, your win-loss ratio will be better based on your exit. Because a lot of times, or not a lot of times, but sometimes you'll get a breakout, and let's just calculate. Let's just say it goes in here, goes up here, and then maybe it does this, and then we get a fake here, and then it goes. Now you might say, well, that's not a true triangle breakout, but sometimes it happens. And so if you put your stop here, it might hit your stop and you go, but if you would have chose the second swing low, you'd win. So the only reason I'm not saying that this is a common practice, you will see this happen sometimes. Yes, you will, absolutely. I'm just pointing out that the tighter you put your stop, the more losses you're going to have. And that's okay to lose trades as long as you're following your risk to reward ratio. You need to expect to lose some trades at some times. It's going to happen. Okay, so that is basic stop loss methods that I would use and that I recommend. But again, just figure it out, do your analysis, and determine where you want to put your stop. Now, one other thing to note is, let's say that we get this again and the price goes up, goes down, and then breaks. Now, if you want a really tight stop, which some traders do to increase their accuracy, your entry could be here. You could wait for this candle to form, and you enter right here, and you put your stop on this swing low. And this is, again, you're going to lose more trades here, but because you're only going with like a 5 pip stop, and if you win, let's just say you hit 50 pips, now you have a 10-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Now your losing percentage is going to be higher, but your risk to reward ratio is going to be much better. So you risk 5 and you win 50, you can then lose like 10 trades in a row and still be profitable. Okay, so this can be a good method as well, but it's something that you got to plan on, calculate, test, figure out if that would actually work for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get back in. Oh, and so that's stop losses. Let's take a look at take profits. What I usually do for take profits is I like to look at a longer time frame. Okay, and so you can see we've got our triangle here, and now, oh, this is a 1 hour chart. Where would be a good place to place your target? Where's a logical place? Well, this would be a logical place. So this would be a 35 pip, 37 pip. So if you used a 5 pip stop, would a 37 pip target work? 40 pip target, it's 40. Would that work? Yes. Okay, that would work. Now what about like on a 4 hour chart? Well, you think we could go, maybe it would go up here. You know, maybe you get a bounce up into this zone. So again, this would be an entry break up here, possible 120 pips. So the rules for your take profit is find a support or resistance area and look for the price to go to that area. If you get a triangle break and it goes up, the chances are that the price is going to want to hit this, or it's going to want to hit this here. Okay, that's the likely scenario of what you're going to see once you see a breakout. So zoom up to a larger time frame. If you're trading a smaller time frame, like a 5 minute, then zoom up. If you're trading a daily, you can probably just take a look at it, and you can take a look at the chart and zoom out real far and find a good target area. So in this case, you could see we actually do have a little bit of a triangle here happening, right? We have a daily triangle forming right here. So we could be watching this now for a daily triangle. And so with this in play, we could look for a breakout here. And if we break to the downside, this area would be a good target. And see, the thing, one of the benefits of a daily time frame is that you got a big trade. So you're going to have a bigger stop, but then this is 564 points below. So 564 points is a big target for you to be able to target. And if it breaks out to the upside, you can see there's a couple areas that we could look at. We could look up here, and again, this breakout to the upside is 750 pips. So for the upside, we have 750, and then for the downside, we have about 500. So some big targets on a daily time frame, which is a big advantage for trading the daily, because you don't have to look at it every day. You don't have to look at it all the time. It all depends on what you want to do. There's a lot of traders that will trade 5-minute charts, and they only trade 2 hours a day, and they hit 10 pip stops and 30 pip targets, and they make great money, absolutely great money trading 2 hours a day. But then you have your daily traders that sometimes will trade it, and they'll make those big trades. They'll win 500, 600, 700, 1,000 pips, and they're only looking at their charts 20 minutes a day. Either way, you're getting a limited amount of time, and you're making decent profits if you learn how to trade it correctly. Okay, so that's how I would do my take profit and my stop loss. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep going. So you learn the strategy. So now we're going to go ahead and just show a few examples so you can see it better in action. And one thing I would recommend, I've shown you these triangles, just go to your charts and practice them. So let's take a look. find a forming triangle, ascending, descending, or symmetrical. So here's this one we've got down here, and this triangle, it's not really either. If it was descending, we would have a flat bottom. It's closer to a descending. This one's just a little bit off, and sometimes they'll be a little different. We've noted that you'll see different shapes and sizes. You wait for the breakout. You'll get the pullback. You'll see the price settles, then the entry candle. And here you could place your stop loss in two places, and I'm getting ahead of myself. Here or here. You could go with this one or this one, depending upon your strategy. And so here you go. You get the price, and we can't see this whole chart here, but you can you do a trailing stop also if you want to try that out. A lot of traders do that to get more profits locked in. Okay, here's another example. This is more of an ascending. And you can see we get the breakout here and the price pulling back. You see your entry. So now I want to take a minute and talk about money management. Money management's very important. Money management is so simple, yet most traders miss it. And here's the statement. You can write this down in your notes. Trying to find big wins with small losses, with few losses, with as few losses as possible. Okay, that's as simple as it gets. But traders like to make it more complicated than that. But it doesn't need to be. Just try to find bigger wins with small losses and make those, and do it as little times on the loss side as you possibly can. So it seems like most traders either have no money management system at all, or a terribly complex system, or now that I'm thinking about it, a third system, which is a system that doesn't work. And so we want to teach you a money management system that does work. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on money management because the way that we lay this out is it's really pretty simple. And the key is to go for a risk of $1 to make $2 with a winning percentage of 50% or better. So that means if you're going to trade and you're risking $1, your goal needs to make a minimum of $2 with a winning percentage of 50% or better. That's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and actually show an example. So let's say you risk $1,000 on a trade, and then your goal would need to be $2,000. So you risk $1,000, you make $2,000. That would be the minimum. And now you take 10 trades a month with a 50% ratio. What would that look like? Well, here's what it would look like. The 5 winning trades at $2,000 each is $10,000 a profit. Then the 5 losing trades at $1,000 each would be $5,000 in losses. However, you subtract 5 from 10, your net profit is $5,000. So by taking 10 trades a month, you could make $5,000 with a 50% win rate. That is how it's done. That is simple. You can find 10 trades using the triangle system. Making a $5,000 a month is possible if you consider money management and you consider the strategy. It's definitely possible. Now, how many of you would like to see a $5,000 net profit every month? Is that something you'd be interested in? If it is, go ahead and type yes in your chat. I think it's a great strategy, and I think it's a great thing to go after. I think it's a great goal. So that is the minimum standard. Once again, the minimum standard is risking $1 to make 2. It's called a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. Our minimum standard is risking $1 to make 2. So of course you can always try to do better in the risk to reward. The more you improve that part, the better your trading will be. So you can work at making it a 3 to 1, 4 to 1, 10 to 1, even as high as 20 to 1. The more you get better at hitting those bigger trades of 2, 3, 10 to 1, the better your profits are going to be. But the minimum needs to be 2 to 1, and I would just try that to get started. Just try the 2 to 1s, hit a few of those, and then once you get good at it, you keep expanding. So that is the basic of the strategy. I recommend that you guys practice it, that you work on it, but right now I want to just take a minute to go over everything. We taught you how to find the triangles. We taught you how to find ascending, symmetrical, and descending triangles. We told you how to do the stop losses. We told you how to set the take profits. We told you a trick on how to get tighter entries. And we taught you all about money management. So, with all of that being said, did you enjoy this training on this strategy? We've also given you the guide. There's a trading guide that comes with it, and notes. Don't forget about the guide, so you can review it with a PDF. You can print it, just so you'll have this to review in your trading. So my question to you is, did we provide good value during the webinar? Was this useful to you, and will it help you in your trading? And I'll tell you that this is an accurate strategy, guys. Once you learn this, you're going to love it. So if you believe that we did a good job, and if we did a good job, and you want to hear the special offer about the tool that we created to help trade this, please let us know. Just type yes in the chat box, like it, share it, whatever it is that you want to do to let us know, please do so now. Let us know if it was a good job. And I just want to say, because I'm seeing a lot of yeses, great training, the strategy looks really useful, fantastic work, I can't wait to try this. That's good. So thank you so much for those comments. I really appreciate that. So since it means a lot to us as a team, because we are all here to make you guys better. That's our purpose. That's why we're in existence, to make your guys better traders. So it means a lot to us that we had success in that area. So since we did that, and you give us permission to the special offer, I'm going to go ahead and present it now. So since you learned the strategy, we want to take it a step further, and we did that by creating a tool called the ATB Sniper. And ATB means Advanced Triangle Builder, and you can see we introduced it. It's designed to make you a master triangle spotter consistently in any market by trading strategy guides. We've worked very hard on this, and I want to talk about with you what happened to create this. So we added the word sniper in it because it simply means that it's precision accuracy, just like a sniper would on a battlefield. You know, if you've seen any sniper movies, you know that those guys don't miss, right? Well, as traders, we want to be the one. I'll go back to that picture. You see this little sniper deal? We want to be the ones nailing the trades, right? We want to have the highest accuracy that we can possibly have. Oh, and I just was reminded that we are also doing the giveaway at the end too. So you're going to have to answer a question. Whoever answers it first gets the $25 gift card. I wanted to remind everybody that if you just got on. Sorry about that. Okay, so anyhow, this is designed to make you a master triangle spotter. It's highly accurate. That's the key, is we want to help you with your accuracy. We've developed a lot of indicators, and we've been talking amongst the team about which our favorite is and the most useful. We love them all. However, this one is really so far ranking to be one of our favorites. So there were some big problems with trading the strategy on its own. One of them is we never knew when the triangle was developed. and that was kind of a problem. We were also confused by how to put the points, where to put the points. It was really kind of a mess for us, and so we also didn't know when they were going to happen. We didn't know what pairs the triangles were happening on, and so we're like, well, how are we going to solve all these problems? Well, that's when we really got together and we said, okay, we know this strategy is amazing. Now let's give us the tools that we need to make it even better. So we created this indicator to help us with those tools, and because it gives us a ton of signals and they're accurate. So we got a lot of signals on a daily basis. Just like this pound New Zealand for 1800 in profit, and I just wanted to pull that up here. It's on the chart. Let me zoom this out. So you can see this trade was triggered. Okay, it's a 15-minute chart, an $1,800 trade on a 15-minute chart. And how do I say it's $1,500? As well, because it broke right here. Let me zoom up just a little bit. Okay, it broke the triangle right here. Okay, so the entry would be either on this close. The entry would be either here, or on a pullback, which may be right up in here, and we'd put our stop loss above this area. And so from this point down to which it goes all the way down here, from this point, this was wait, I think it even goes lower. Hold on. Because from this point, we've got, okay, it wasn't quite 1,080 pips, it was 1,064 pips. But right from here, if you risked one lot, this would be a $1,600 trade with only risking about $300. So so let's take a look at that. So we use this area as a stop loss, this area is the entry, and we measure that. So you measure that risk as about 30 some pips of risk. So the risk would have been about $300 and the profit would be down here. So that's just one example. So one trade using the ATB system could earn up to $1,800 in profit. That's pretty impressive when you look at that. And it's just accuracy, really good accuracy. Okay, so that's why we developed this indicator. So this indicator will not only help you keep track of every triangle pattern on your charts, but it's also does it 24 hours a day. It doesn't sleep. And I don't know about you, but I don't have that much time to be analyzing the market all the time. That's why this tool is so great. It creates a lot of trades, but it also comes up with accurate trades. If you take a look at this indicator in action, we want to show you some unique features that you're not going to find anywhere else. That's the other reason we built this, is because these things, you're not going to find these anywhere else you look. This tool is unique, because otherwise we would have just bought one. So here's a look at the indicator in action. This is a different type of triangle you can see here. It's kind of a symmetrical, because you got it moving up both sides, but you can see there it is. And it simply draws these exact triangle patterns, so you'll see it just like that. And when you see a break of the triangle, you know that you're going to see something happen here really soon. And so when it does, here's what the indicator will show you. So it'll trigger the entry, you'll get an arrow, and then the candles will change colors, and it'll put a stop loss and a profit target on it, and there are settings that you can adjust. So that makes it even better that you can adjust the settings. So nothing else out there can compete with this indicator, the ATB Sniper, because if you want to trade our advanced trading strategy, this indicator makes it effortless to trade this strategy. And don't forget, it's fully customizable, so if you like green, make it green. Or if you like pink, make it pink. Choose the colors you want. So we've got you covered. The ATB Sniper also alerts you along the way, so you know when you get a triangle break, and you will also see where the previous triangles that were built. So this is the biggest thing, guys, is that you get a notification. So it'll show up on your phone, it'll say, hey, there's been a triangle break. Here's the entry. And you look at your phone, you're like, okay, I like that. And then you decide to take that trade. So it's totally takes away the time that you have to look at the charts, which is, for me, a really, really big deal. I don't want to have to look at the charts all the time. So all you have to do is click Detect Triangle and tap on the area you want to see where the breakout occurred, and it will be helpful for newer traders who have a hard time spotting these patterns. So there's a little button here that says Detect Triangle, and it'll help you show the triangle. Now we're going to get to the next part, which I think is really cool, and that is the custom dashboard. This will show you what kind of patterns are developing. You can see that they have them on the time frame and what pairs you're looking at, and so you can know where to find these trades. This will help you so you don't have to scan all the charts. We're literally scanning all of the charts for you. And you can add up your own signals that you want to look at, your symbols, and it works on any market. It's not just currencies, it's also on stocks and futures as well. There's nothing quite like this indicator dashboard combo. It'll show you everything you need to start trading this strategy successfully and immediately. So not only that, this will literally pay for itself in as little as just one single trade. We wanted to do something a little bit different, something that you've never seen done before, and we want to give you a lot of extra things. You get the advanced sniper trading tool, advanced money management strategy, multi-platform access. It's on the NinjaTrader, it's on the MT4 platform, it's on MetaTrader 5, NinjaTrader 7, and also introducing TradingView, which is one of our favorite platforms because TradingView does all of the markets. You also get rapid help desk support and free lifetime updates. We're always improving our tools and updating, and we come out with at least one new update every month. You also get bonuses. We got a lot of bonuses coming out, a special dashboard, free lifetime updates, and a strategy vault access, which is just like the strategy you learned today, only we have around 30 strategies in the vault, and we're always adding new, and that's valued at $297, and we're throwing it in as a bonus today, absolutely free. So the other thing is the advanced sniper trading is only for sale for one more day. You've got to grab it before you close it, and our assistant is going to go ahead and post that in the link right now, and he's going to post the link so you can go ahead and take advantage of it, and it is closing very soon. As a matter of fact, it closes tomorrow, and you're really going to want to get it before the closing period is done. And the reason we do that is because we want to keep the support good, and we want to make sure that we can service everyone. If we sell too many copies, it'll be just too much for us to handle, so we have to limit it. Okay, so you just saw that trading makes it effortlessly, but maybe you still want to see some more. So you want to know the ins and outs of everything this indicator offers and want to see an in-depth analysis of us trading with it. Well, there's a special bonus right now. It's a webinar attendee only bonus, and that is we have a special webinar just for people that purchase. So since you signed up and attended live, we have a special offer waiting for you if you purchase, and that is you get the advanced webinar training where we go into in-depth on how to trade this even more than what you saw today. So it's going to be inside the members area. We're going to give you a detailed video masterclass course on this strategy and the indicators since you attended today's event. But it's only available to those who are in this webinar and a purchase in the next hour. The link is available in the comments to take advantage of this. So our team appreciates you for your interest and the time you took, so we wanted to give you this extra bonus at no extra charge with your sniper purchase. Again, the whole reason we made this indicator for you was that the strategy was just too hard to trade consistently and accurately without it, and it helps you to find the trades, to get notified. I think the notifications are one of the most important parts of this. And it works in every time frame, any market, so it really is for every trader. If you have not done so already, we suggest you go ahead now and click on the button or link and see right now to secure this offer. It's going to be closing soon, and you don't want to miss out on the bonuses that are coming. So now we're going to close this offer down soon, tomorrow as a matter of fact, but I wanted to take a minute here to talk about the giveaway. So we're going to give away a $25 gift card right now. And so get ready. I'm going to ask a specific question. All right? And here's the question. The first person that types in the answer is going to win the $25 gift card. So everybody get their fingers typing ready. We're watching the comments. We'll be able to see who it is. But during the course of this strategy, I said that there was a minimum standard for our risk to reward ratio. What is the minimum standard of risk to reward for this strategy? Go ahead and type that in, and the first person to answer that question wins the $25 gift card. Okay. So thanks again. We value each and every member. I want to just thank Matt. Matt won the gift card. Congratulations. Good job, Matt. We value each and every member. Thanks for attending. Thanks for paying attention. Hope you enjoy the gift card. And if you bought the ATB, hope you enjoy that as well. So for those of you that have purchased, which it looks like a lot of people have been coming through to purchase, I just want to thank you guys for purchasing right now. It's been really good to be able to be here with you. We're going to answer some questions that you may have. If you have any questions, please let us know, because we're here to help. We want to help you, and so thank you so much for participating. So go ahead and ask any questions you might want, and it will help so that others can take advantage of it. But I just want to thank everyone who's been purchasing. We've been getting a lot of purchases have been coming through, so thank you again so much. But right now is the time for questions. One other thing is we've got a really solid support. Our support team is well trained. We work with them all the time, and it's really important to us that we are fast in our support, that our support is quality, that we are taking care of our traders, that they're having success. The biggest thing is that we personally want to see every trader successful. So you're not just getting an indicator, you're getting a team of traders that is here to help you be successful. So Lawrence was asking right now about the indicator being on NinjaTrader. So some of the features that are available on NinjaTrader would be pretty much the same on all of them. The features are basically the same on all of the platforms. There's a few differences here and there because the platforms are different, but you'll get the advanced triangle builder, you'll get your indicator showing the triangles on your charts with the NinjaTrader. Thanks for that. Thanks for that question. Okay. Any other questions? You can go ahead and knock those in. And I just want to thank everyone for jumping in, like Bob, who just purchased. Thanks, Bob. I really appreciate your purchase. We know you're going to love it. And Kim just purchased. Thanks, Kim. That was really good. Oh, you know what? I didn't even talk about the money back guarantee, so that's a great question. Let me actually just talk about that for a minute. I'm going to take some time to talk about the money back guarantee. Basically, we really want you guys to take advantage of this. Why? Because we want you to do it because we think it'll help you make money. Because we think it'll help you become a better trader. We think it'll help you do what you need to do to have success. And so what we have is we have a special thing called the Platinum Gold Card Money Back Guarantee. And it's totally free, and it puts all of the risk on us. So this is a special bonus, and I can just throw it up on the screen here. We give you 30 days. We're going to give you 30 days to try this out. And if you don't love it, then we will give you your 100% money back free with no questions asked. So we're putting all of the risk on us. We want you to be able to try this out and to see that it works so you can get these trades all the time. Now, I would say that if you're thinking about it, why not just try it? Because there really is no risk. We always honor our refund policy. So go ahead and give it a shot. And we know you're going to love it because it's on a special sale right now. After this sale ends, it's actually going to go up to, the price is going to go up to $279. So just go ahead and click that link and check the price because it is really really a great deal. Okay, Fernando says, is it just another $1,000 US system? I'm not sure what that means, Fernando. The system doesn't cost $1,000, but you could make $1,000 on your trade very easily. And Donna, we haven't got it on Sierra yet, but it does work with TradingView, which is a web-based platform, which works for everything. So about the NinjaTrader is it will have a chart scanner with the NinjaTrader, Lawrence. Yes, it will. The NinjaTrader actually is not out yet. It will be out very soon, but it will allow it to scan multiple charts. Dennis was asking what the colors mean on the dashboard. Well, the colors mean whether it's going to be a long trade or a short trade, and that's how you get the colors. And you can change those to whatever you want. There's going to be a 40-minute video in the members area explaining everything about the dashboard, what the colors are, how to use it, how to trade it, how all the platforms are. And so with Donna, with your question about the Sierra, I would say that it's not on Sierra charts, but you could give TradingView a try. That's a really great platform that we absolutely love. We've been getting some more people jumping on board, which is really amazing. Nigel and Terry and Kevin and James, thank you. Really appreciate everybody that's jumping on board today. Keep those questions coming. Ravi was saying, what risk to reward ratio do we use? Well, we use a 1 to 2 minimum, but but we will try to stretch it out further. We'll try to stretch it out further if we can. So, so that's a fantastic question. But I would recommend starting out with a 1 to 2 and expanding that and see how it goes for you. I think you'll really appreciate how it works out. I just wanted to thank Eldon and Jeff who jumped on board, and Noel, thank you, Noel. Keep those questions coming because we're going to be here until everybody asks questions. If you have any questions about the trading strategy or the platform or anything at all, we'll be here to answer those questions. And remember, for today's purchasers, we have a bonus of a webinar training in the members area, a video training that explains great depth everything about the strategy. Ed was wondering about the false breakout detection component of the software. So the cool thing about the false breakout is that it can show you, and I think there's somewhere in here on it that it actually explains. See if I can find that on the chart here. It enables us so yeah, here you can see it. You can see how this breakout here did not trigger a signal. It will not always trigger a signal, and the way that it does that is it has to have a certain number of touches to the triangle before it will actually trigger the signal. So that's how it comes up with the false breakout. It's actually a pretty complex algorithm that was used to develop this, and our developers and programmers have been very excited about this because they said this was the most complicated program that they'd ever written, and the mathematical equations that it took to develop this were very difficult for them to figure out. So how it actually works in that regards, I don't know the details of it. I do know, though, that they worked very hard at getting it to eliminate as many false breakouts as they possibly could. But that was an excellent question. Okay, well, it looks like we get some more people have jumped on board. So thank you. Again, it means a lot to us that we have a lot of people jumping on board and participating. Thank you so much. And we'll keep the questions coming. If you don't have any other questions, that's fine. But you want to take advantage of this time to get your questions answered. Okay, Robert was just asking about if there was a recording. Robert, at this time, we're going to do an advanced training later in depth for people that purchase the webinar, but we're not planning on releasing a recording of this webinar. That's why we encourage everybody to take notes. However, if you do join, you'll get access to a more in-depth training even than this one. Cater has a question about the weight of the indicator is not a problem, but if you put it on 20 pairs. I don't really quite understand that question, Cater. Could you elaborate a little bit more on that? And so Bobby is wondering if it gives a signal right away when it breaks. Well, Bobby, the way that it works is we can actually go ahead. I'll show you exactly how it works. When you can see some examples here. as soon as I'll see if I can zoom up to, as soon as this thing, whoa, as soon as it breaks out, you get the entry, because we don't want to wait around, because here you can wait for a pullback, but you can also hit it on the close. So if you miss the entry, you could possibly wait for a pullback and get back in, which is nice, but it will give you the signal as soon as it trades. We don't want to take any time. We don't want to take any time at all in giving you that signal, because then it will really hinder your chances of getting into the trade. So Bobby, it does give you a signal right away. The advanced breakout detector is an algorithm that has been developed to not signal the ones that they feel is going to be a false breakout. As far as how that works, I don't really know, but I do know that when the signal is triggered, when it breaks out, you will be delivered. Here's another example of one right here. You can see there it is. And as soon as it breaks, you get your signal. So if Cater could resend that question, that'd be really good. Okay, here's an example of one on the TradingView platform for today. So you can see that this was drawn by the indicator. This is what it will look like. So this is a live TradingView web page right here, and we posted this on our Trading Strategy Guides account. And so you can see that it was posted here, and it just gives an idea whether it's going to open long or open short. We posted this trade, and you can see that there it is. And if you click this button, it'll show what happened. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. And you can see what happened. It was pretty amazing. It triggered the trade, and as the breakout happened, and this was actually just posted this morning, and you can see that it's already up. It was the entry was about 114.11, and it's already down today 113.77. So this was just posted this morning and 6 hours ago, and you can see the result. And this was actually the cool thing about this. We can refresh this page. The cool thing about this is that this was posted before it happened. You know, sometimes you see marketing stuff, it happens after the fact, but this was posted ahead of time, and so you can't fake this. This is the kind of stuff you'll get when you get this tool. So that's why I really recommend that you guys try that out, and just do it one more time. You can see there it is. Boom. It's up a nice 30 some pips right now as we speak. Okay, well, again, if you guys have any questions, please let us know. And if you have questions afterwards, go ahead and send them in at info@tradingstrategyguides. We're always here to answer any questions you may have. But we recommend you give it a shot. And again, thanks for joining up. We're getting people coming in. Some more people have come in today as well. Even just now we got a couple more, so we just want to thank everybody for jumping on board. We just got Bob just signed up, so thanks Bob, appreciate that. And Phil signed up too, so thank you, Phil, appreciate it. Bobby was wondering what kind of updates we do. Well, it depends on what kind of feedback we get, Bobby. A lot of people like to ask us questions or make comments and say, hey, we would love it if you would make the ability to find the entries sooner, or to make the entries up against the bottom of the triangle instead of on a breakout. And then we'll be like, oh, well, that's a great idea. And so as we're trading it, or as our members are trading it and they give us ideas, we then will implement those ideas into updates. So that's one of the other benefits that people love when they're working with us, is that they get the ability to impact the development of the tool, because we listen to our users, and our users help us make the tool better. Because if you guys weren't there helping us, then we wouldn't be able to we wouldn't be able to make it better without feedback from you. And if you guys have any questions about access to the tool, I want to thank you, Nigel, for jumping on board. If you have questions about how to access the tool, just check the members area. There's a really detailed tutorial on how to access it via TradingView. It's right inside the members area with that information. Okay, Robert just jumped on board. Thanks, Robert. Okay, well, if we don't have any more questions, we're going to go ahead and close it up. But again, the access to the tool is only going to be available for a short period of time. So if you're still thinking about it, I recommend that you give it a shot and that you jump on board, because all the risk is on us, and after tomorrow the price is going to go up, and so it's never going to drop down to this price again. Okay, well, that's it for today. Again, you can go ahead and take advantage by clicking the link at the top, and thank you again. We appreciate your attendance, and if you have any questions at all, please send it to us via email, and we'll be here to help you out.